Hello, everyone. My name is Barbara Bass, and I am back with another message and slash lesson. So, this is kind of sad. I was about to say this is sad, and then I heard God saying, "No, I do the same thing, girl." I was like, "Oh, really?" Let me explain. So, somebody wants a husband or a wife so bad. They are like the Dr. Seuss book. You know the Dr. Seuss book, when the little character is like, "Are you my mommy? Are you my mommy? Are you my mommy?" Is like going all around. Or is it daddy? I forgot. But it's like going all around asking, is someone their mom? Like, the little character is like trying to figure out who's its mommy. I don't know. I don't know if it's the mommy or daddy. I can't even remember right now. But I just remember the book and just the gist of the message. Like, there was this little character going all around trying to figure out, are you my mommy? Are you mom? Are you my mommy? Just asking everybody. This is somebody doing this right now. They're not asking, but they're just looking around, looking at everybody like at their potential. Like, are you my husband? Are you my husband? Are you are you my wife? Are you my wife? Like, somebody could have gotten clarity about a situation, or you know they could have came out of a situation and got clarity that that situation wasn't for them. And so now that they know that that situation is not for them, they're like, okay, well then if they're not it, then who's it? And so they're just looking around, like, every encounter that they have. And it's like, you'll hear on like dating red and blue pill content where people are like, don't be desperate, don't think about the opposite sex, don't think, like, they just give you some stupid advice, you know what I'm saying, that's not even real or natural. And I almost was about to go along with it, and I heard God say, nah, I do the same thing. So the same way, like the Bible, I should have found the scripture, but you can Google it. There's scriptures in the Bible where God talks about him, searching high and low, basically. My words aren't going to be exact as the Bible, right? But there's scriptures that talk about God searching high and low, looking for faithful servants for him. Like, he's looking for faithful people, the real children of God. Where are they? Like, even in that one part of the Bible, in that city of Babylon, where he's like searching the whole city, trying to figure out, is there one person? And then I think it was, who was that? Noah or Moses? Somebody was asking God, like, well, what if there's 50 people? Will you destroy it? And he's like, no. What about 25? No. What about 15? No. 10? No. 5? No. One person in this whole city, that's good. Would you destroy it? And God is like, no. But at the same time, God is looking like, but it ain't nobody though, which is why I'm going to destroy it. So it's like, God is also constantly searching, like how we are looking for our bride and groom. If you read the Bible, or if you have any old auntie that was real religious, you've heard her say, I'm married to Jesus. Okay, because technically when you're a child of God, you are married to Jesus. Or if you are married in real life and you went before a pastor, and it was a God ordained marriage, like with God being involved in a church and all that, then, or whatever, even if it wasn't in church, but if God's name is mentioned and it's in the contract or on the marriage license or whatever, if God is involved, then God is involved. Okay. And so it's like, I don't know, it's just, somebody doesn't want to come off as desperate, so they're not asking these people, like, are you my person? Are you my person? But they're just kind of like listening to them, talking to them, looking at them, observing them. If they're around you, you know what I mean? Or maybe some of these people, you could be looking at from afar. I don't know. But like, you're just looking around, looking at people. And so my first thought was like, dang, this person, whoever's doing this, is just desperate. Like, they need to calm down. Like, you'll bring them their person, right? God, you'll bring them their person. They don't have to do this. But God is like, this is completely natural. Like, you're human, and God knows your desires. God knows what kind of person you want. He knows that you want your husband. He knows you're desiring your husband, your wife, whatever. He knows that. So he's putting things together behind the scenes, working to bring you your person. But it's like, you need to just make sure you're in position. God will bring the person. You just make sure you're in position and you're ready when they come. So it's okay to use your discernment and be looking around, but it's like someone is like overly excited, like maybe people are hollering at you or offering to take you on dates, and you're already thinking like, you know, before the date, you're already in your mind like, is this going to be my future husband? Or imagining this person being your future husband or whatever. Like, I don't know, you could even be somebody who like idolized marriage at one point, and then you pass the test and you don't idolize it anymore, but now there's like this newfound excitement. This could be even someone who's like, man, I'm done with love, I'll never love again, or I'll never love seriously on a certain level again, like I did with such and such in the past who hurt me or whatever. Like, they're like you could be like fed up. You could be a person who's like kind of like fed up with love, and then now like God brought you through something, some kind of realization, some kind of awakening, some kind of newfound excitement, where now you're like open to love again. And so you're open to dating, or you're open to, you know, talking to people or whatever, whereas before you were so closed off to yourself, by yourself, or you were just faithful to whoever it was that you were with, that you found out it's not going to work out, whatever. So it's like you haven't really been looking or peeping the scene or coping with other people talking. You haven't been on the dating scene, you know what I'm saying? So you just kind of been to yourself. But now, and you know, maybe after it ended with a certain person that you were probably really deeply intertwined with, a strong bond, you probably had this feeling like, I'll never do this again. And then boop, here comes this person in your vicinity, or people in your vicinity, and you have options, or you're looking at the choices set in front of you, and you're like, okay, could I see this person be my husband? You're just looking, you know, you're just looking at these people and observing their characters and seeing like, are they husband material? Oh, this person did this. Okay, no, they're X'd off. That's not for me. Like, you're like looking at red flags and stuff of people, and just coming up with like, you're using your discernment to see like God is like leading you towards this person. Okay. For some of you, there is a particular person that you're wondering if this person is your husband or wife, right? And so you kind of want like a confirmation. And so you ask God for a confirmation, and then God gave you the confirmation. Like, let's say, I know a lot of people do this, and it may sound crazy, but I've seen so many testimonies where people do this, like, and it works. Like, God actually answers people. Like, you say something crazy, like, you need to be careful though. You need to be careful what you say out loud. Maybe you said it in your head, okay? But something where you're like, I'll just give you an example. There was a lady who, there was a testimony that somebody told that was like, God, I'll believe in you if somebody does 3 backflips on the stage right now. And then the pastor who was preaching did 3 backflips and was like, I don't even know why I did that. And then the person came up at the end of the church and was like, you did that because I literally asked God for confirmation. Like, God, if this is what you want me to do, if you want me to get saved right here, right now, make the pastor do 3 backflips. And then you actually did it. Like, this is what people are doing. They have this relationship with God where they're like, you know, I give a little bit, you give a little bit. And some people will make it seem like that's cliche, but you do that. Like, some people do that with God. Like, you know, that's what the whole argument about being obedient is better than sacrifice, that's what that whole argument is about. It's about you, God giving you a step, and then you being obedient and doing it. And so we know that when we're obedient, we're on the path that God has for us, and then we get things also. So it's like you give, you get, you give, you get, you know. So but it's not like a usury type of, it's your father, so you can't use your own father. You're his child. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like You help me, I help you, so that we're on the plan of God's plan together. You know what I mean? On God's journey together. Like the plan that God has for you, God is walking with you through it as well. And so, yeah, you probably like ask God for some kind of confirmation, like, God, if I don't know, I'm trying to think of something crazy. Like, God, if they flash their light 3 times, that means that they're my husband. And let's just say you thought this in your head, and then all of a sudden their light flickers 3 times, and you're like, what the? And you almost can't believe it because it happened so quick or so soon. The confirmation came so quick or so soon because God was already there. God is probably the one who instilled the thought in you, like, make the light flicker 3 times. And then it actually did. Like, God probably put that thought in your head, gave you that idea where you thought it was your own idea, and then God made it happen. And I can just see someone, like, the confirmation came so quick, and it was just such a big, like, surprise to you. Like, maybe you're not used to hearing from God or getting confirmations from God that fast. I don't know, but it kind of shocked you to your core. It kind of surprised you, but you were also excited because you already were kind of feeling like this was your person. You probably were asking God to reveal it to you, and then boom, you asked for the confirmation and it came within seconds, minutes, whatever. And you were kind of shocked. Maybe you didn't know how to handle it. But yeah, it's like God wanted to reveal it to you. Maybe God wanted to reveal to you who your person was or whatever. But you were asking, you asked for confirmation, you got that confirmation so fast it almost feels unreal, or you're doubting it, or you're starting to think that maybe it was Satan messing with you, but it wasn't Satan, because you did this confirmation in your head, and Satan wasn't in your head. God is in your head. God is in your thoughts. So it's God that did that. That confirmation came from God. Now, if the confirmation is something evil, like, I remember this one lady, she was stuck. It was a testimony that somebody was telling of their best friend who was stuck in a lumerance situation for 20 years. For 20 years, she thought that a man was going to marry her, and the man had gotten married to another woman, had a baby, divorced her. He had went through all of these things and never married this woman because he never saw her in that way anyway. But for 20 years, she was under this deep delusional spell that this man was going to marry her one day. And she was very beautiful, and she loved Jesus. But that man played her till the day she died, and she died kind of young. She was like in her 50s. But I remember the lady saying something about her being stuck in lumerance and like actually believing that this person was her person. And she did the thing that I just told you about, where she was like, God, if this happens, then this. So she said that she had this she thought of this thing where she was like, God, if the man that I think is my husband, let him say something very random. And then the guy randomly said Rumpelstiltskin, I guess 3 times or something like that. And it was just real random. And she took that as the sign from God that was her husband. She literally rode out on that one sign. And that's kind of barbaric. And this is where you got to draw the line where, like, you know, because some people are like, are you really hearing from God, or are you crazy, or is it something that you wanted to believe in your head? And it's like, when you got your confirmation from God, it wasn't nothing like that. First of all, Rumpelstiltskin is a spooky type, demonic, depending on which movie it was. Like the one I seen, the adult version, it was very evil movie. And so even the cartoon one, it's about a trickster that looks like a freaking scary looking leprechaun or something. Like, it's not a movie that's like holy. So I don't know how something demonic intertwines with you taking it as a confirmation that that's your husband. That's not how God operates. It's going to be something holy, or it's going to be something good, or it's going to be something that doesn't have anything negative or bad or shisty or grimy or weird or spooky or evil attached to it. It's not going to be something where it's like, oh, if such and such passes away, that'll be the confirmation. God isn't going to give you a confirmation of something using something evil. Like, what? That's how you know God wasn't involved in that. That was demonic. But this lady was really thinking that because he just randomly said Rumpelstiltskin and she asked God to let him say something random, she thought that that was her husband and she went and ran with it. No, it's not even holy. I don't see how something so spooky type, evil type, satanic, demonic type thing could be associated with God. Like, no, God was not there. That had nothing to do with God. That was clearly a demonic spirit that made him say something weird like that. You know what I mean? But maybe that lady didn't have the wherewithal to think that deep. But an example would be something like something innocent where there's no harm attached to it. Like, let this person call me right now. Like, right this second, if this is my husband or my wife. And then the person calls right then and right there. That's like, there's nothing bad attached to that. You know what I mean? There's no debt or bad wrath attached to that. So God is probably more than likely involved. Whereas if it's something crazy, that wasn't involved in that. That was demonic. God was not involved in that. Okay. So you gotta use your discernment to know when you're communicating with God. Like, a lot of people are on different levels and on their journey with God. So some people are in the beginning stages where you're first trying to decipher your thoughts versus God's thoughts your voice in your mind versus God's voice in your mind versus satanic voices in your mind. Okay. So in the beginning stages of gaining your relationship with God, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be trying to figure out the differences, because it's very easy to get tricked up where you really, really want something so bad and you're telling yourself that it's God that's telling you that. But it could be your higher self, which some people do see as God. Like, that's what you want for yourself. But what God wants for you is what's best for you. So even though you may want something, it may not be what's best for you. So that's why it's best to go to God and see what God wants for you. So yeah, that's the whole reason why you go and ask God for what does he want for you. And then you start asking for confirmations. So you ask God about a relationship. Okay. And maybe God made it clear that that wasn't the relationship. So then they went back and said, okay, well, I left that relationship. Now I'm here. Now who is the person? Can you reveal them to me? Ask for confirmation. And then God immediately sent that confirmation. I'm talking about immediately. And so, for some of you, the confirmation was the confirmation was to go back to the person that you were with. For some of you, the confirmation is someone else that's around you or whatever. I don't know, because this is for you. This is not about me. But, yeah, I think I said everything that I needed to say. Yeah, I think I made it clear that God is constantly looking for his bride. And that the bride is just like how you be like the hearts of men referring to men and women. So God is always looking for his bride, meaning his bride is humanity, is a human being, which can be a male or a female. Okay. But of course, when we get married, the bride is the female and the groom is the male. And so in this case, God, our Father, is the groom, and he wants to have a commitment and a covenant with us, the bride, which is the children of God. Okay. And so when I was saying earlier, like, gosh, this person looks desperate. They're like out here already trying to, like, what are they doing out here? Like, they're out here trying to figure out if this person, like, they're just doing too much. So I'm like, what's up with this energy? Like, they need to calm down. And God is like, no, I do the same thing. I'll be on the search too. I'll be on the prowl looking for my bride, a faithful bride at that, a loyal bride, not somebody who's going to be a little bit over here with Buddha, a little bit over here with Krishna, a little bit over here in New Age, a little bit over here trusting in protection of stones and crystals, a little bit over here just prostituting themselves out to all these different idols. God is looking for somebody that's going to be loyal to him, just like you're looking for somebody that's going to be loyal to you, that wants to marry you and make a commitment and not waste your time. God is looking for the same thing. He wants a commitment of someone who's not going to waste his time. Somebody who's going to be obedient and listen to what he said to do immediately. And so